wasn't in this world without my daughter.
This is the video that I wanted to play for the judge that they didn't let me play.
My name is Michael Bruce Gaboff. Here's my story. Not by choice, I met my daughter when she was 7 months old. This is because the mother never told me she gave birth until 5 days after she was born.
Valentina came early, so she's already here.
I need to know where your daughter is so I can meet my daughter.
She doesn't want to have anything to do with you.
This was the first time she filed a TRO against me. After the TRO was dismissed, she changed her address and phone number so I had no way to meet my baby.
She will not let him see the child.
It took an entire 7 months and $10,000 in legal fees just to meet my daughter. I've always wanted to do a 50-50 joint custody arrangement. At my parents' home in which I stay, she has her own bedroom, a playroom, and a home-filled family that loves and supports her very much in every aspect. I tried for this, and even with a legal representative, I did not get my wishes because the baby was still so young at breastfeeding. The judge granted residency at the mother's home. The courts only gave me every other weekend, plus a child support, in which was difficult to afford. But I accepted this and moved on. Has given me lots of extra times, and she was pretty good at FaceTiming me and allowing me to see her often. The first 6 months, we were civil co-parents and friendly to each other. We'd go out to dinner together, parks. I'd see and Valentina 2 to 3 times a week averagely. Fast forward to December 2nd, 2022. I was arrested for a charge I did not commit. 5 days later, I was released from Somerset County Jail on a pretrial intervention. The same exact day I was released from jail, my father told me Valentina is in the hospital with a severe illness, so I rushed over to the hospital to be with her at the earliest I could. Strangely, this moment brought and I closer together. So close, in fact, in December 2022, I was living with her in her apartment. I would get to wake up with my baby every day. We went everywhere together, and her 2 other children would join.
Give besito. Give besito to Mama Bear.
I love you.
Give besito.
And I were successfully working as a team with everything we did, and it was a beautiful time. This lasted up until February 2023. Who is the father of her 2 other children, heard a false news report which says I am a bank robber. He then felt I was a danger to his kids and didn't want me around. Called the police on him because he wouldn't let them out when the mother was there to pick up her kids. The agreement between and the police was I had to move out because 2 other kids were in her apartment 4 days a week. Unfortunately, this made me see and Valentina a lot less. I stayed with my grandma at this point because she was only 5 minutes away from and I were still on good terms. We went out at family gatherings, dinners, and I would come stay over her apartment when her 2 other kids were not present. At this time, and I were still having a sexual relationship and in love. Slowly but surely, this started to fade away. Then one night in April of 2023, I was watching the baby, and she was sharing a hotel room with another man named After this happened, Lisette asked me not to kiss her anymore and that we can only be friends without any physical intimacy. My only guess was she was seeing this other man. I was upset about it and tried to get her back, but her answer was no. So after a few weeks of sadness, I accepted this and moved on. But still, my daughter was more important to me, and she knew that.
Bring it to Daddy.
So we would FaceTime every day, and I'd still see her maybe 2 to 3 times a week for a few hours here and there. She'd allow me to take her to parks and drop her back off. By June 2023, 2 to 3 times a week turned into maybe 1 day a week if I was lucky. I remember on June 18th that I can have Valentina on Thursday, June 22nd. I waited all week to see my daughter and cancels on me in a text message sent the day before. On an undocumented phone call, I asked her, why did you cancel on me? And she says she has to show houses that day. I responded that she was a liar because there's no need for a 1-year-old to help you show houses. On this day, June 22nd, I filed for more parenting time. There was no more relying on word when I can see my child. I needed a court order. I also filed for a decreasement in my child support. I sent her a text message, bad day to cancel on me. Since that day, she's taken away any and all extra days to see her with the exception of accepting an invitation from my mother to a fairy tale parade for kids. I was now seeing my child on the court-ordered every other weekend. By early July, she began not responding to my FaceTime calls to see the baby, which led me to telling her if she didn't respond with a current visual of Valentina within a 5-hour window of me calling, then I would send a wellness check, as she has threatened me in the past with, shown in the text message. She was compliant up until July 15th and 16th weekend in which I had Valentina. Sunday, July 16th, I took her to an urgent care because of mosquito bites that looked swollen. Called the mother to come. We were both at urgent care. Doctor cleared us at 2 p.m. The mother asked if I was going to take the baby home and she'd pick her up later. Since baby was ready for a nap, plus the mother was already in my presence, I asked how about mom take her back to your house now and I can make up the additional 4 hours later in the week. She agreed to Wednesday, July 19th. I tried to FaceTime her Monday, July 17th with no response, so I sent a wellness check.
Yesterday she had mosquito bites on her. I tried checking in on her today to see her visual well-being.
Police told me baby was fine. Tuesday, July 18th, we had an unsuccessful mediation phone call. Wednesday, July 19th, was the day I was supposed to see baby. Mother cancels on me again. This made me extremely upset. Also this day, she never responded to my FaceTime calls either, so I sent another wellness check.
I'm the father of Valentina who called.
Gotcha.
I was in her apartment's parking lot with police officers, but she was not home.
If you don't hear anything, do you live in the area?
Yeah, I live like 10 minutes away.
Okay. All right. If you know this goes on for a couple hours, give us a call again, and we could always swing back out. But as of right now, it's just us sitting here isn't gonna.
Not doing good. Still have yet to know my baby's whereabouts or even see a visual condition of her.
Her neighbor, Ashley, which is also her friend and alibi, came up to the police for no reason at all. I don't know.
She's always telling Miss Ashley where she's at, so why, Miss Ashley, since you're here, why don't you get her location so I can figure out which township to call to check on my baby?
I'll call her and see if she answered. I did call her like 20 minutes ago, but she didn't answer for me. So I don't know if she's not answering for me because she.
If you want to send her a text, just be like, hey, Michael just wants to see if she's okay. Just send a photo of her bug bite, just so he knows that she's okay. It can just be as simple as that.
I'll accept that.
She don't gotta call us. She don't gotta call
him.
But if she wants to send him a text,
just a current visual. Yeah, that's it. Just to keep it nice current visual. I'll get out of here. I won't call any more police. I need to see a current visual of her though.
Good luck with everything. All right.
Okay, sounds good.
She spoke to a judge and applied for a temporary restraining order, and she was granted it.
Later in the night, granted a temporary restraining order against me, which also took away my parenting time. The next morning, I filed an emergency motion to appeal and get my parenting time back. Thankfully, I was granted this. I picked her up at the East Windsor Police Station Friday at 6 p.m.
Are you ready to have some fun?
Hung out with her all weekend and dropped her off at the East Windsor Police Station Sunday at 6 p.m. Today, I have presented you with my story. Through this TRO, I have learned that I must not be repetitive with my calls and text messages to see my daughter and accepts the mother's choice to distance me, because apparently this led to harassment. I also have learned I do not care for that. I do not care to see her again. I only want to see Valentina. So I wait the parenting time court hearing date, which is October 5th. In the meantime, we can continue doing pickups and drop-offs at the East Windsor Police Station, as I am okay with that. The last concern I wanted to address is that has a history of her exes filing civil restraints against her because she hits people when she's angry. She has punched me on April 7th, 2023, while our daughter was strapped in a car seat next to us.
Why did you just punch me?
I'm calling the cops right now.
Call the cops. Why did you just punch me? You hit me. I'm filming this. I'm going to film this when you hit me.
He's filming me, and I don't know why he's allowed to be filming me.
Are you crazy?
When police got to the scene, I chose not to file a restraining order because this would take away more time to see my daughter. However, I do want to attend anger management classes to learn that physical violence is not the answer. I do not want Valentina to be exposed to that. I'm afraid if she doesn't get help for her anger, she will strike again, whether it's me, her boyfriend, or even her own children.